give the power to a board of 15 bureaucrats. Give the power to the actual individual. To the individual. No, not to the insurance company. To the individual. Hey, at least you can fire your insurance company. In a Medicare guaranteed option where you can't be discriminated against and you have a choice of plans to pick from, then you can actually fire your plan and go to another one. I really believe that choice and competition is far better, revolving around the individual, than having government price controls and rationing. Tricia, let me get one up here. This gentleman right here.
This morning I saw in the news that we're 5 years away from China surpassing us as the economic power. We will be second. We're headed in a downward trend. Communist nation will be surpassing us. If this country doesn't get its act in order, life will change drastically from what we know it. Is there any chance of this country going bankrupt? And if it does,
of course,
everything we have goes down the tubes. What can we do as private citizens to help our country? Through shared sacrifice, discipline, or whatever it takes. What can we do as citizens to help?
Yeah. I mean, look, this is our current path. Of course we're going bankrupt. It's not even really a question. It's a when, not an if. Here's my biggest fear, is we don't get this thing under control. And really, spending is the cause of this problem. I mean, you can tax everybody to the gills and you still don't fix the problem. Spending is the problem. And if you don't get that spending on a downward trajectory, and all I'm saying is get spending back down to where it historically has been. Not even below that.
It's still too high.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, people say it's still too high. I mean, if you don't get that under control, then it's going to be a debt crisis. Then the bond markets will figure out how we do this. And then we are trying to please the markets on how we fix this problem. And then it's messy and indiscriminate and across the board. That's the point I'm trying to make. Look, I understand that people have their own opinion on how best to solve this problem. I think it's very important. If you're to do that, you understand what the cause of the problem is and where our spending is going. And the kind of spending that's really creating the problem. And it is a tough issue. Look, the easiest thing for me to do would have just been do nothing. And just complain about Barack Obama. And that's the easiest thing for a politician to do. I gotta tell you, the political forces have to change in this country. And they gotta start rewarding people who are being honest about these problems and putting solutions out there, from rewarding the politician who keeps offering empty promises to people that they know the government can't keep. How about, I see a gentleman with white hair over there? Sorry, there's the guy with dark hair next to him. So. Hey, he was standing next to a guy with dark hair waving his hand.
Maybe I'll bring a little smile to your face. You're doing a good job. I got something written down here, but I had the time to do it. Well, you are the architect of the budget for 12, right?
Yeah.
The White House, when they had a meeting, they put you in the front seat, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Obama spoke for 40 minutes from one teleprompter to the other. He never made eye contact with you, nor did he speak to you before or after he said Okay, what am I saying?
See, you made him lose his place.
Yeah. Now, yet he devoted a significant chunk of his address to denouncing your budget as unserious, on Jews being an un-American.
Yeah.
It would lead to a fundamental different America, correct?
Yes.
You would crumbling roads and collapsed bridges.
I was there. I heard the speech. Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fixed.
So,
That's what he said, right?
right, so your
Okay.
question or your point?
You would anticipate disabled kids to
Yeah.
fend for themselves. I think politics should be consist of happy thoughts, but this was vicious and untrue.
Correct.
It was like forcing a parent to watch his child in torture. Where does this leave the struggle to curb spending, reform entitlements,
Yeah.
and avert a physical crisis?
Right.
Now, if he sticks to the line he took in this speech, coming together on a budget may be impossible.
Yeah, so I think that's a legitimate conclusion to draw. I don't think the president is interested in negotiating on some of these big issues based on some of his rhetoric. I hope that changes. I hope he does change his rhetoric, and I hope he changes his tune. I thought that speech was excessively partisan, very much inaccurate, and inadequate to fix the problem. And so I hope he does change. I, for one, don't think it's productive to get into a partisan bickering match with him on these issues. We got bigger things to do than do that. So I would like to think that in this divided government we have, we can get some agreements and get some of these problems solved. Are we going to fix every one of these problems? I don't think so, given the nature of that kind of speech. But I don't think we're going to get a grand slam. Look, both parties do this to each other. But my hope is that he'll be less partisan, more compromising in nature, and that we can actually get a single or double. Meaning, we're in baseball season, so I use baseball analogies. Like when we actually fix some problems. I believe the debt limit, the debt ceiling vote, is an opportunity to get an agreement to get spending under control. Probably not all of it, but some of it. Because I've got to tell you, sir, we can't keep rubber stamping all these debt increases. I mean, the lady was worried about her kid and her grandkid. There's no way their future is secure. What we're trying to do here is have opportunity and security. We're trying to change the trajectory of our government's finances, which are to bankruptcy, so that we can have a prosperous country. And yes, you can't spend money on everybody for everything. So where we spend money, spend it to those who need it most, and not to those who need it least. And let's get our economy growing. Let's be competitive. Let's get jobs created. And let's have a system that is designed not toward encouraging people to live on the system, but get back into work, into careers, and be competitive.